Hi there, it's Professor Monty, and let's talk about how to divide a polynomial by a binomial using long division. Okay, first thing we have to do is we have to recall how to use long division. So I've set up a problem 253 divided by 2. So we're just going to use numbers so that we can remember how to do this process. So remember what we do is I'm going to put the 253 here, but I'm going to put what I'm dividing by, the 2 in this case, on the outside to the left. And what I'm doing is I don't look at the whole 253 to begin with. I just say, okay, 2 times what gives me 2? Or how many times does 2 go into 2? You can even say, well, what's 2 divided by 2? They're all the same question, but 2 goes into 2 one time. And remember, I take the 1, I multiply it by this, whatever I'm dividing by. 1 times 2 is 2, I put it right there. But I don't add those, I subtract those. So I'm going to change the sign and add down. That's what subtraction is. So those cancel out. And then I'm going to bring down the rest of this. Well, how many times does 2 go into 5? Well, 2 goes into 5 twice. Multiply these together. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract that. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down the 3. Continue the process. Oh, 2 goes into 13 6 times. Do the same thing. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract, I get 1. That's my remainder. 2 doesn't go into 1 a whole number of times. So I can write this either as 126 remainder 1, which we used to do way back when, probably when we first learned it, or more typically we'll go 126 and 1 divided by 2, 1/2. Okay, that's the more typical way of writing that. If we're leaving it as a mixed number instead of going to decimals. We're not going to do that. That's not going to apply to what we're doing. All right. Polynomial divided by a binomial. And it's written this way, or it may be written x squared minus 4x plus 7 divided by x plus 3. Maybe written either way. Just they're asking the same question. Okay, so what do? We start with this number, x squared minus 4x plus 7. But the number we're dividing by goes on the outside. Okay, just like we did over there. Don't look at this whole thing. Don't get confused. Don't even look at this whole thing. Just look at the first thing here and the first thing there. How many times does x go into x squared? Or what do I need to multiply by x to get x squared? Oh, that's x. Distribute, not just to the x, because I'm divided by this whole thing. It has to be distributed to both pieces. X times x is x squared. X times plus 3 is plus 3x. And then remember what we did over there? We subtracted. So to subtract this, I'm going to say, oh, subtract. So I'm taking the opposite. I'm going to add down from there. X squared minus x squared. Those cancel out. Negative 4x minus 3x is negative 7x. And then pull down anything else we have. Plus 7 in this case. All right, now keep going. Again, just look at the first thing here and the first thing there. If I multiply x times negative 7, I get negative 7x. All right, let's multiply by negative 7. Distribute negative 7x minus 21. Remember, change the sign, so this becomes a plus, that becomes a plus. Those cancel, this becomes 28. And that's my remainder. So the way I write the answer is either it's this and this remainder. So I can either write it as x minus 7 remainder 28. Again, that's akin to this. Sometimes they'll ask you for that. More often they're going to say x minus 7 plus 28 divided by what we were dividing by, x plus 3. That's similar to the 1/2 there. There's really a plus right here with numbers that we don't see, but here we have to put the plus, otherwise it implies that it's multiplication. All right, so those are the two ways to write your answer. This is not a simple thing. I'm not trying to pretend that this is really easy or anything like that, but hopefully I made it as easy as possible. This is going to take some practice, but do some practice. You'll get better at it. You'll be quicker at it, and you'll be getting this down in no time at all. I'm going to do another video. I'll link to this that says what happens if I've been missing powers of x. I'll put that in. Hopefully I'll see you soon in the next video.